Well, I sued Exodus Police SACCO and Attorney General in the year 2025. The reason for suing was because of the involuntary recruitment of all serving police officers into Exodus Police SACCO without their consent. They could not allow them to apply to join or exit. So they were forcefully making them to serve. And when they were forcefully making them to serve, it was hard for them or nearly impossible for them to exit, and they cannot even access their monies. So because of those illegalities that violate our constitution under Article 29, which provides for the right to freedom of association, you cannot force me to join an entity or association I don't want to. 3. Exodus. When the Tier 4 Money Lenders Act came into force, it provided for getting a license from Bank of Uganda if your threshold was beyond 500 million. Exodus Police SACCO has been operating illegally without a license from Bank of Uganda. So because of those illegalities, as someone who believes in the rule of law, I took them to court to enforce the rights of the police officers, because we all know these subordinate police officers cannot fight for themselves, because their bosses will suffocate them and subject them to allegations of insubordination. So I went to court, and today I'm happy that the judge of civil division has agreed with me and directed Exodus Police SACCO, 1, to respect the rights of all serving police officers, that they have a right to join or exit their entity. And the court has told them they should allow these police officers to exit within 6 months from now. Those who want to join, they join. Those who don't want, they should exit. 2, I also, in my evidence, brought to court a report from Parliament that showed Exodus their books of accounts or audit were wanting. So court has directed that they be subjected to a forensic audit in terms of how they have been handling the monies of the police officers. 3, the court has also directed that Exodus Police SACCO allows all police officers to access their monies without any restriction, because they have been unjustifiably restricting the officers from accessing their savings. Another remedy that the court has directed them to do is them to get a license from Bank of Uganda, because in the evidence that was adduced before court, it was clear that Exodus doesn't have a license from Bank of Uganda. So court has directed them to obtain a license from Bank of Uganda for them to continue operating. And in case of failure to do so within 6 months, they should stop collecting or deducting police officers' monies. To me personally, as someone who believes in the rule of law, I'm so happy, because we all know that these police officers are the people we want to enforce law and order. These people earn peanuts. So someone has been sitting there. We all know the fracas that has been ongoing in Exodus. They steal people's money, they allocate themselves 500 million among others. So I'm so happy that the judge, despite the influence that could have come in, has agreed with us and fought with me for the rights of the police officers. This is a right that we should always fight for all in this regard of everything. And I appreciate or welcome this decision. There is one also that I filed in regard to accommodation of police officers. So what I want us to appreciate is that when you're fighting for human rights, it's not all about the ordinary Ugandans alone, but even the people in uniform, because they are mandated to keep law and order. So if they're in poor conditions, subjected to harsh denial of their salaries, they cannot be said to be free and fair. And lastly, by the way, what the judge also ordered or directed was the Attorney General should ensure that Exodus Police SACCO respects the fundamental human rights of the police officers who are also citizens, and also file a report in court within 6 months from today when the decision is. Some rights are not appealable. You can appeal, but it's clear cut. You cannot say that if you are appealing, you will just file frivolous things. They were tasked to adduce evidence of police officers applying to join the SACCO. Their own bylaws, bylaw 7, clause article 7, provides that all people who want to join Exodus shall fill in a form and apply. The court tasked them to adduce just one single form of a police officer joining Exodus Police SACCO. They failed to have any. So even if you fail an appeal, so what are you going to adduce on appeal? Forms that don't exist? Because in the evidence I gave, there was also a police officer who came out, and for him he sacrificed himself. He said, let me tell court the truth. He refers. He gave his testimony and he said, me, I was in the intake of 2015. We were just forced. We left the training school in Kabaye, and then what we could see is deductions on our salaries without our consent. So court has said that illegal salary deduction was also a breach by itself of an obligation by the Attorney General on the salaries because they were coded off at source. License. Eteke erifuga cooperative societies ne anti-tier 4 microfinance Managers Act egamba nti ekibiina kyonna eky'obwegassi oba SACCO bwebanga esusse miliyoni 5 erina okufuna license okuva mu Bank of Uganda. Exodus Police SACCO yo nga yo yadde ekulembera abasirikale be twalirowooza nno baali badde bagoberera amateeka kuba ssemateeka kyabalambika nti bakeepinga land order. Babadde bakola ebyo byonna batwala ssente z'abasirikale bazibba ng'ate tebalina license. Omulamuzi abagambye bagende mu Bank of Uganda bafune license okuva mu myezi 6 okuva kati. Bwaba tebakikoze balekeraawo okusoloza ssente z'abasirikale bakijja kuba kikontaana amateeka then n'ekirala balekeraawo okuoperatinga. Omulamuzi kyagambye nti Ssaabawolereza wa gavumenti nga Attorney General yeesuulirayo gwa naggambo oba nti nno abasirikale bano abali nti bakozi be kuba gavumenti yebakozesa ne babanga ssente zaabwe zisalibwa ku musaala gwabwe nga tebeeyagalidde nga tebeewaddeeyo nti zisalibwe kikyamu era naye yasuulamu obuvunaanyizibwa bwe. Kooti neemulagira nti atwale obuvunaanyizibwa Exodus Police SACCO ebeere nga etereeza buli kimu ekikyamu kyebadde ekola era awe kooti obulambulukufu bwe mu myezi 6 okuva kati kooti bwebasabye. Then n'ekirala kiri nti kati saawa zino kitegeeza abasirikale bonna ababadde banyigirizibwa balina eddembe okugenda okusaba ssente zaabwe okuva ku Exodus Police SACCO kuba tugirabye nti n'ennaku zino sikando zibadde nnyingi bali kubba ssente z'abasirikale. Abasirikale banyigirizibwa kyokka nga bafuna obusente butono. So nze ndi musanyufu nti abamu ku balamuzi be tuyina nga Justice Teko avuddeyo n'ayimirirawo ku mazima okuba nti nno eddembe ly'abasirikale asobodde oddirwanirira. Anje tukulidde bazadde baffe basirikale, bazadde baffe tukulidde mu police barracks, tukulidde buli wamu. So yemu ku nsonga eri nti bw'obeera omunnamateeka toyina bba nti ogenda bugenzi musango oli ya segundi wabula olina bba nti olaba nti eddembe ly'abantu terikyoboolwa. Nkimanyi bantu bangi tebafaayo nnyo ku basirikale naye ate n'abasirikale nabo bantu. Nze ndowooza nti bwe tubanga abasirikale embeera gye bakoleramu nnungi n'ebimu ku bino bye tulaba bakuba bantu kibooko bakola kibijja kuba bitereezebwa. So y'ensonga lwaki najja nga mmanyi batiisibwa bakama baabwe bayinza obbasindika ekalangala oba wa nze ne ŋŋamba kaneetika omusaalaba mbalwanyirire ekintu kyenkoze ki kyentuuseeko. Ekyokubiri gavumenti yo nga yo bw'eba eyagadde okujulira erina eddembe kuba amateeka gakola ki gakikkiriza naye onoojulira ki nga mu bylaws oba yali badde nga ssemateeka efuga Exodus Police SACCO ekugamba nti omusirikale yenna bw'aba ayagala okujoyininga oba okuyingira mu Exodus ayina okujjuza foomu oba okwapulayinga. Kooti yabagamba muleeteyoko foomu egi emu ng'eraga nti abasirikale okuva mu intake eya 2015 19th intake baasaba okujoyininga SACCO yamu nga tebagiyina. Kati oba okoze apiiru oba ojulidde ogenda kuleeta foomu ku apiiru nti omanufacturing ozireese oba ate n'ekimu ku kituyamba kiri nti mu bujulizi bwe twateekayo mwalimu n'abasirikale abatali omu naye abasukka ne mu 10 nga balumiriza nti Exodus Police SACCO ya bubbi babbi era bali mu bukenuzi mu batambuliramu. So ebyo byonna omulamuzi yabitunuulidde n'alyoka atuwa ensala enyo. So nze nsanyuka era ndi musanyufu eri omulamuzi Teko nti yeebale nnyo, yeebalire ddala kuba nti n'eddembe ly'abasirikale n'ery'abantu ba bulijjo asobodde oddirwanirira kuba abasirikale tebaliwo bokka, nabo balina family.